pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicates FN Hangout. I'm the captain, your captain, RG3. Here's my guns. They don't allow them in Europe, so I don't have them. Yes, I am in Portugal. Sailed across the sea to hang out where everything, your life, your health, your money, the surf treats you better. Having an awesome time out here. This place, something special. I can tell you that right now. Love me some Portugal. Went out, hit the ocean this morning, right across the street here. Got some more surf. Went to the gym, hung out with some Hexicans. Went and looked at some properties and real estate and things like that out here. Just having an incredible time. Loving it in Europe. But welcome. This is your show. You get to come on and state your grievances, state your excitement, talk about the things you want to talk about. It's always been that way here on the FN Hangout on Friday nights. If you're willing to be here and you don't have anything, we're glad to have you. Tonight we're going to be talking about one of those projects that's being built on PulseChain. And I always tell everybody, look, here we've let everybody on the show. Everybody who's been a Hexican has come across the show, period, end of story. So for any of you to say that I've shilled anything that has harmed you, that's on you. That's your fault. I let everybody come here and discuss, and we have discourse. Oh, but let me give a shout out to Charles Hoskinson of ADA Cardano. Much love to you, Charles. Much love. We appreciate you. We feel for you and your pain. I know that for some reason you have a hard-on for us. I have nothing ill to say about you. I've always thought you were a good dude. But I heard you saying some pretty ill stuff about this community and about Richard Hart. And I don't think that we warrant that. But hey, if that's how you want to be, then fine. I understand you're sour for some reason. And I don't know what it is. But I always had a good impression of you. But at this point, I can't say I do. Some of the things you said were pretty mean and nasty, my friend. So you might want to rethink your process here and how you're approaching this community. Maybe you won't get so much shade. I saw on Twitter, it's horrible what they're doing to you. It's horrible. The stuff that this community is throwing at you. I'm appalled. And but much love to you, my man. With that said, this is your stream. You get to come on here and let me put the invite link because I think I am minus my producer today because they're busy. They're very, very busy working on the PulseChain tour. Very busy getting things done. Yeah, I'm excited about the PulseChain tour. Lots of cool stuff. I think we've got a new event kind of popping into the I can't, well, I don't know how much I can and cannot say, but I think there's a new little added extra to the event being put together. And I mean, just everything is just top notch. It's really turning out to be a really cool event. And I hope to see you guys there. If you haven't already, your tickets are on PulseChainTour.com where we have the Pulse 369 Vegas event. And I didn't say anything. I see her already she's in the chat room watching me. Like, aren't you guys supposed to be working? Anyway, just a little teaser. I didn't say anything. So anyway, welcome. This is your show. Tonight we're going to be talking with the Cabal King, and he's got a project that he wants to talk about. Now, here's the thing. These are all on you guys. These people are here to tell you about what they're doing. Now, this is what you got to understand about crypto. First of all, crypto is the most volatile asset on the planet. The most volatile asset on the planet. We are in a very strange place right now. We're in the middle of a horrendous bear market switch to bull market. We're in the middle of something that's about to just go insane. On top of that, this ecosystem here is going through a whole bunch of things. We've got lawsuits. We've got new projects coming out. We've got Richard doing all kinds of stuff out there in the space, tweeting, talking about, inflation and other chains, and it's just all kinds of stuff's being dropped. So everybody's speculating. Now, here's what I know about what has happened in the past, is that when Richard talks, he speaks in very cryptic messages. He usually drops breadcrumbs, trying to educate people, trying to get people to look at certain things, trying to do things that matter to the ecosystem and to its longevity and health. Every move that the OA has ever made has benefited the system. All of the things that Richard Hart has ever said has benefited the end users of this system. So be very careful about conspiracy theories, about people opining about what Richard is doing or what the system is doing. There are some pretty obvious things that are going on. I don't want to get too deep into all of that stuff because it leaves the door. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about that this evening, but it leaves the door open for a lot of conspiracies. And usually what's going on is that the easiest, simplest, most logical, obvious answers are really the answers. So with the OA staking and, Inc being, the liquidity being pulled, all liquidity being pulled, everybody following suit. We all know what happens when liquidity gets pulled. It makes it easier for things to pump. Funny though, everybody else calls any other project that's been on PulseChain a rug pull when that happens. But when Richard does it, it's some brilliant idea, right? So anyway, this is what I'm trying to warn you about, is that these projects, they can go up and down without ill will, without ill intention. Everybody, they rug pulled. Well, no, maybe they didn't want to lose all their money in liquidity. Maybe it's not even the team or the developers that had the liquidity in there in the first place. Maybe it's just whales. Maybe it's just other Hexicans or PulseChains in there putting liquidity and pulling it. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's nefarious. It just means that because there's a DEX here, people can put liquidity in and pull it whenever they want. So you guys have to be aware of that. You have to be aware of putting yourself in a position where you can be harmed by these things. And these things aren't necessarily nefarious. These things are how the market works, especially in this very volatile space where all of us have access to them. We all have equal access to these things. And because of that, we have a badass system that it's ours. But the danger is it's a badass system and it's ours. So we can get harmed by it as well as we can be hurt by it. So be very, very careful. Be very, very sure about what you're getting yourselves into. And know that on top of all of those pitfalls, there are bad actors and there are people that don't know how to build shit and they screw it up and there's problems. And they may not have been nefarious, but they may have done something wrong. And then you might be the recipient of that wrongdoing or that mistake that they made. And again, losing your money and getting pissed off, crying and going to the, to the authorities about it because you think that there was some kind of nefarious activity is not how you do it. You take responsibility for yourself. Any buttons you push is on you. You push the button, not them, not me. You did. So buyer beware and let you know about all that. All right. With that being said, it's emotional little bitches. Yes, Capulitos. Let me say hello to everybody real quick. Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate all of you and your support. You want to really support, come hang out with us in Las Vegas. We're really going to be getting excited about that. So let's see. People, so ESSSSS Quantum Gateway. Welcome to the Discourse Syndicates FN Hangout. Quantum Gateway. When start? Well, we've already started. I'm back. So David Soik. Good to have you, man. Good to have you. Quantum Gateway. See you again. There we go. MT Coiner. Pump tires like crack cocaine, except crack cocaine is arguably better for you. I don't disagree with you, MT. I don't. Crypto Ethos. All right, everybody. Metallic Emo. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Europe, he says. Once again, hope you have a good time. Man, I love Europe. I just the people, the history, the aura out here. I really love Portugal. Portugal reminds me of California, its climate, its beaches, kind of has a San Francisco / San Diego vibe with way cooler people, way less people, just chill. And if I was to clean up California, it would be Portugal. So anyway, let's see. I got Red Squirrel in here. Of course, Black Hexicans in there too. Chad Richmond, saw you already. Crypto Jack, Psycho Crypto, Ethos, Hex Sailing. Hey, what's up, Hex Sailing? Been a long time since I've seen you rolling around here. Good to see you, man. And no, I'm not up early. I'm up with you guys. I'm up late with you guys. Here I am, even later now because I'm trying to, hook up a stream out here in Europe to make sure that's good. Let's see who else. That's it. Sandy Beach, my lady. Welcome. Glad to see you here too. All right, everybody. So with that, I'm going to bring up our guest, and then we're going to let everybody come on after he kind of, tells us what he's doing, what he's up to. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Cabal King himself. What's happening, dude? How you doing, man?
What's going on, RG3, man? I'm super excited to be on here with you guys. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's good to have you, and you got something going on here that really fits in with the narrative one of Richard's tweets today, which is about burning tokens and reducing the supply, reducing inflation. He had I don't know if you read the tweet about his inflation today, but kind of fits in with what you got going on. So you want to address the tweet and talk about what you got going on?
Yeah. So I didn't read the full tweet, but I did see a snippet of it. And from what I saw, Richard Hart has decreased the inflation of incentive token by 10x. So it used to be, one incentive token per second that, was being yielded. I think that's been dropped down to, 0.1 ink per second. So that's a significant decrease in the inflation. It's going to be a lot harder for people to be able to earn that incentive token, because if you see the APR on the PulseX farms, it got sliced, completely. So if you're in the farms, unless you're a whale, you're not really earning a significant amount of incentive token. So that's as far as what happened with Richard Hart's tweet. Super bullish. There's a lot of speculation. We can only speculate on what's going to happen next. With Incognito, how it fits into that narrative is, we're building an entire ecosystem that is designed to buy and burn all of the RH core tickers, and incentive token is one of them. With Incognito, which is the smart contract protocol that burns the incentive token, it's designed to do three things, right? So it's a hyper deflationary protocol. So it has a self burn, but it's burning itself. It's also designed to burn the incentive token with every transaction. So it's with the goal of making the incentive token deflationary. And you're also able to earn the incentive token without having to stake, without having to farm or time lock. So you can simply hold Incognito and earn, copious amounts of incentive token. And it's volume based since it's a tax token. So, the more volume, the more rewards you're going to earn. But, we also added into the smart contract different incentives for liquidity providers. So, for example, if you are a liquidity provider, you have a long-term investment horizon, you get 2x amplifier on your LP. So instead of just holding your liquid tokens, if you provide LP, you get 2x rewards. That's to incentivize, stability in the system. So anyways, I don't want to go on a rant, but that's kind of how, what happens.
No, you keep going, because people are going to have questions. And if you answer a lot of them up front or put some more information out there so that they can answer questions,
Yeah.
That's what the community needs. They need, first of all, know who you are, what you're about, kind of get a feel for who you are, and then hear what you're I mean, come on, this community is smart. They understand this stuff, and they want to hear, and they're going to ask details. So hopefully some of them will come in here and ask you some questions, and you can answer. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description again for anybody who wants to come in and chat with us.
Yeah. And I think that, this move that Richard made was completely unexpected. The effect that Incognito was designed to have on incentive token was more so long-term, because it was thought that the inflation would decrease over time, year after year, by 50%. But Richard Hart just came out of nowhere and he's like, hey, we're slashing it by 10x, overnight. So it adds more of a bullish sentiment to what we've built, because now you have this protocol that is buying and burning actively the incentive token, with the goal of making it more scarce. And you're also now able to earn, an equivalent or similar amount of, APY from just holding Incognito as you previously would in the farm. So, it allows people who, maybe don't have a large Incognito bag, because now you can only get ink if you're buying it now, or unless you're a whale in the farms. So it's going to be very hard for you to accumulate. So now with Incognito, you're able to just hold it or simply provide liquidity and, accumulate that incentive token. So I think it's a very strong narrative, and everything that we've built is designed to support the Richard Hart ecosystem. It's not designed to extract value from the ecosystem, but rather add value to the ecosystem. And you mentioned earlier about, liquidity. A lot of these tax tokens and a lot of projects just in general that launch on PulseChain, they're either low liquidity, the liquidity is not locked. The founders pull the LPs, or like you said, whales come in, they provide the LP, and then they pull the LP. With this entire ecosystem, not just Incognito, but we have a whole ecosystem, RG. It's called the Inctoshi ecosystem. So the Inctoshi ecosystem,
before you get into the Inctoshi the whole ecosystem, I wanted to give kind of a 5-minute elevator pitch and then get a little detail. Let's back up for a minute and get everybody to know who you are first, because I think what's most important is, the reason I got involved in Hex wasn't because of the code, wasn't because of Hex. It was because of Richard and who I thought he was, because he kind of exposed himself to everybody and said, hey, this is who I am, my self-help stuff. I'm, a crypto guy. I want to make the world a better place. Why are you here? What are you doing this for? What is your incentive to do it? What brought you here and why are you doing it?
No, that's fair. So I got into crypto in 2016. I started off on Ethereum, and I didn't understand crypto back then. When I first got into it, I got wrecked. And when I came across in 2019, I was still in crypto, still trying to trade, but wasn't really doing too well. I came across Richard Hart in 2019 and Hex through a good friend of mine, who I met, through different investment groups, because I'm an entrepreneur and, I'm always looking for different business opportunities. So when I found out about Richard, he was just this polarizing figure. And I started diving deep into all of his videos, all of his self-help videos. If you want to get rich, you have to find things, that you don't trade your time for money. And I just love that, because, I've done network marketing, I've done high ticket sales. I've done all types of different things. And I understand that, you need to put your money in a vehicle that pays you passively and that you don't have to invest your time into it. So I just really liked a lot of the concepts that Richard Hart was bringing forth, the education that he was also bringing about crypto. I never knew anything about admin keys. I never knew anything about OPSEC, how to protect myself from scams, how to look out for, legitimate crypto projects, and how to identify, what's a scam and what's not. Even when I came across Hex, I didn't really understand it at first. And I thought it was a scam because I had lost money with BitConnect. Actually, funny enough, I was following Trevon James, and he was talking about BitConnect, and I got into it, and I was like, I got wrecked on that, But I felt like I felt like something was different with Richard Hart. Just seeing his genuineness and understanding that this is a person that is already wealthy. He's not in this for the money. He's really in this to change crypto and to change the world. That's when I decided to go all in. And funny you mentioned Charles Hoskinson. I was all in on Cardano because I thought Cardano was the future and the layer one. But
because that was the narrative. That wasn't because of Charles. That was the narrative.
Exactly. So
let me interrupt you for a quick second because something just kind of resonated with me, with you, and what was going on at the time. You know, you and I both have a similar past when it comes to our entrepreneurial endeavors. You know, we both sold high ticket. We were both in high ticket sales. We both did like network marketing. So we probably read all the self-help books, all of the marketing books, all of the sales and leadership books. Like we're like good entrepreneurs and good salesmen and good networkers. And I think that what I saw in Richard, besides like a good human being that wanted to change the world, was I saw a leader and an entrepreneur. And I haven't seen that in this space. When we've got guys like Vitalik and this guy, whatever, Charles, whatever his name is, I don't see leadership. I see guys that are basement dwelling tech guys that don't understand how to lead, that don't understand how to be entrepreneurs, that don't understand how to speak to people in the right manner, especially this community, because this community has some of the brightest people in it, and we've been called every name in the book. And I know that when we get attacked, we go after folks, and they deserve it, to be honest. So I try not to get involved, but I don't blame the community for doing so, because if you're gonna come out and you're gonna mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns. And this community has had it up to here with people not understanding what we're trying to do, what Richard's trying to do, and especially people that have low leadership skills, low understanding of how to run companies, low understanding of how to deal with real people, low understanding of being an entrepreneur when they're really just tech geeks that can't even fix the things that they've tried to make and have never been really successful at putting tech out that everybody can use, needs, desires, wants, and deserves. And Richard has done that. He's put out good tech. So anyway, I just resonated with you on that. And I think that because you and I were cut from the same cloth of being entrepreneurs, that we saw that in Richard, and we didn't see that in other leaders in the space.
No, I totally agree. I mean, all these guys in crypto, all the founders, they're all geeks, they're all nerds. I totally resonated with Richard so much because I understood that this is a guy that knows marketing, he knows branding, and he knows the tech. I mean, he was mining Bitcoin when it was 50 cents. He was rich and retired in 2003. I mean, there was a lot of things. And once I figured out how Hex actually worked, because, obviously the big narrative was that Hex was a Ponzi and that, the yield was coming from the new capital of investors. I didn't quite understand the mechanics and the T-shares yet, but once I started to understand that, I was like, oh, this is real. This guy has really built something that is more decentralized and better than Bitcoin, and it removes all the negative externalities that Bitcoin has. So I just became a hardcore Hex believer. Most of my Hex, honestly, man, I staked it long term, for 15 years. And I don't regret that decision one bit. I'm wearing a Hex shirt right now representing. So man, I'm crazy about Hex. And, that's obviously how I was introduced to PulseChain and PulseX and everything else in the ecosystem. I've been around since 2019. So, I've kind of been growing a following little by little, and I didn't have any intention, honestly, of launching any projects at all. But like you said, just being in this community and having the blessing, the opportunity to meet such amazing people, it's put me in the position where I am now to, where now I'm on this show talking to you about an ecosystem that I've built. never thought that would happen. But it's because of the connections, the networking that I've made as an entrepreneur in the PulseChain ecosystem. I'm just excited to be here, man.
Right on. I want to answer somebody in the chat room, Quantum Gateway. Yeah, man. You said, let me put it up here so we can chat about this. In all honesty, Richard built upon what Vitalik and Tech Geeks created, and yes, Charles was involved in that also. Now, here's the thing, though. When you build open source software, that means that people are going to improve on it. And that means you should either improve on what they've improved on or continue on instead of sitting there and staring at your closed door that you built. And I think that's what a lot of these guys are doing. They're angry and upset that people are, front running them and building better mousetraps. I mean, look at the car industry. First car came out and say, "Hey, I built the car, man. I should be the." No. We took your whole chassis, your car, your wheels, everything, and we improved on it. That's what we're doing here. That's what Richard did here. Richard didn't, ride on their coattails. Richard said, "Okay, I'm watching what you guys are doing. Well, look, check this out. I'm gonna make it even better. And I'm gonna do this, and that to it." Now, did they go and say, "Oh, well, no, wait, Richard, you front ran, we're gonna do even better"? No, they didn't. They sat there on their old projects that still don't work and left them that way and complained and cried in their beer, instead of going out and doing something better and trying to make the world an even better place, which is really where we should be. We should be in a crypto race to the top, not sit around and cry in our beer and sell our bags to BlackRock, because that's what you guys are doing. That's what you guys have done in this space. Richard at heart is really the only guy that say, "You know what, I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to not only take the tech and make it better, but I am going to use marketing and use entrepreneurialism and leadership and move it forward." And they don't have that. And that's why they can't move forward with it, because they're just sitting there crying in their old tech beer.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, that's another reason why I believe so much in Hex, because there's no VCs, there's no hedge funds, there's no government, there's nothing. Us. It's just pure cypherpunk, pure DeFi. So, yeah, I mean, I love Hex. I love it.
I like to say it's just us, and it's time for justice.
Yes, I think the SEC case is going to get dropped regardless of what Charles and other people think in the space. It's just a matter of when, especially with the new changes that are happening. And I think Richard Hart just has a strong case in general. I mean, if you look at the transcripts, I watched the reenactment with A Wild SJ, and I was like, yeah, I mean, they don't have anything. This is a joke. So yeah,
I was there, man. I was in the courtroom with 75 people. We filled up the whole gallery, and then we filled up their overflow room with Hexicans, and we were there to witness, to be part of. And it was an incredible experience. I thought that we were going there for a nothing. We were just wanted to show our faces. We wanted to be there in solidarity and support, and be there for the case that we thought was heinous, because they were claiming that we were the ones that were being harmed, and in all actuality we weren't. And then we wanted to be there to represent that, on top of the 44,000 signatures that we got on our amicus brief to say that, no, we weren't harmed. And in fact, you harmed us, SEC. The things that you have done, the subpoenas that you've sent out, are the things that have harmed us. We saw our prices dip. We saw crypto turn away from us. We saw platforms, supposed decentralized platforms, dropping us from their list. We saw coin ranking sites doing the same thing. It was all because of the pressure and the heat that they put on those supposed decentralized entities that harmed us. Not anything that Richard did harmed us, to be there and witness that, and to see that expressed by his legal team, and see the SEC fumble their ball, and the judge watch it all unfold in front of her, was just glorious.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to the case getting dismissed, and I think it's quite obvious, with everything that Richard is doing, that that's going to happen. I don't think he would be doing all of this, pump dot tires, making all of these moves if something big wasn't coming. But as far as what inspired me to build, I think just my long-term investment horizon with this ecosystem is I've staked 15 years and I want to be here long-term. And while I'm here as an entrepreneur, I want to provide value to the ecosystem. I'm not really doing it for any monetary gain. I've been quite successful in entrepreneurship and investing. But with this ecosystem, I noticed that there are opportunities for people to earn yield in these core tokens and also provide a way to support the ecosystem. Whereas, a lot of these meme tokens and other things that launch, they're just there to extract and to pump and dump. There's no real utility. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to push back a little on that because man, believe me, I hate meme tokens. I really, really do. I hate the fact that they exist in a way that the whole crypto space has grown because of them. But the whole crypto space has grown because of them. So again, like what Quantum was saying, we got to give credit where credit's due. And I think Richard did the other day when he said, okay, pump.tires is what everybody wants. Pump.tires is what you get. And, not the crypto tech that you want, but the crypto tech that you deserve, fools. Here you go. Have at it. Boom, PulseChain number 4, right? And here we go. You and I can sit here and hate meme coins all we want, but damn it, PulseChain is now number 4 because of pump.tires, right? So I hate to say that this degen space is pumped because of this shit, but it is, man. And credit's due.
I'm a degen myself, so I'm not saying I don't like meme coins. I do. I definitely.
There's a little degen in all of us if we've been around long enough. Right? If you got in the big connect, man, I know there's a little degen in there somewhere.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I'm all about some degen. I meant more so most meme coins are gonna go to zero, but you have your top tier meme coins, like Richard Hart's meme coins now that there's huge speculation about that, right? Like, what if it goes to billions?
Hey, flip ADA, right? We flip ADA and we get to get rid of Mr. Charles Hoskinson and his big one. So, hey, right on.
Yeah.
So we got people showing up in the green room and I want to bring them up so they can talk to you. But I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Are you coming to Vegas?
I don't have tickets for Vegas, but I would like to go.
All right. Okay. So I would like to go, or you're going to try and get there?
When is Vegas, by the way? I don't even know when it is.
So we have the PulseChain tour that we've been on for the last couple of years. And now we're going to have the Pulse 369 event, which we do every year now. It's going to be in Vegas. We've got, all the speakers, all the Hex community, streamers are going to be speaking at the event. We're going to have the treasurer of Nevada, Zach Conine, there. We're going to have Nuclear Herbs, our legal eagle of the Hex community, speaking there. We're going to have parties and get-togethers, and all the crypto projects are going to be there with their booths for you to go and meet with them, talk to them, get to know who they are and what they're doing. It's going to be a big networking event, basically, for PulseChain. And it's grown the community. These events have grown the community, and we're asking all the projects and all the people to show up and come out there and meet people so that you can, let them get to know who you really are. Sit down and have chats with them, because that's what builds confidence. That's what builds camaraderie. That's what builds trust and belief in what each and every one of us are doing. These in-person events have been very important to me because I've built some strong relationships, and I've built some relationships with people that are building projects that I may not have trusted before, but now because of being in front of them, talking to them, I have a lot of confidence in who they are and what they're doing. So if you don't go, would you commit to so we're having this golf tournament the golf tournament has turned out to be I think it is the biggest crypto prize in a golf tournament ever. And we're gathering more and more crypto. And if we do see a pump before March 6th through the 9th, I think that it's going to be even more insane. So you want to donate some tokens to the cause and donate to the golf tournament. That would be a good. If you can't show up, then maybe you can participate in that part of it.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy to donate to the golf tournament. I would love to do that. Anything I can do to support, I'm all for it. As far as Vegas, I mean, I might be able to make it out. I'm just not sure what the dates are for that.
March 6th through the 9th. So
March
369. So that's the PulseChain, the Pulse 369 Vegas event, March 6th through the 9th. So that's the play on it.
Yeah. No, so I'm going to try to make it out there too. But yeah, cool. I'll be happy to donate for the golf tournament. Absolutely.
Right on. I'll get you hooked up with KC, Black Hexicans. She'll get that all set up. Right on, man. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I did.
No, it's all good, man. I'm all for it.
Right on. Hey, so I'm going to bring up our first guest showing up in the green room, so he's not sitting there too long. One of our long timers, ladies and gentlemen, Crypto Ethos. What's happening, bro?
My man.
Oh, unmute. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's happening, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I'm here to support the Cabal King, man. We actually had a really cool, just really awesome, actually, conversation about, what was that? About 10 hours ago or so, something like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come in here and support him. I wanted to support just PulseChain, man. I've been here for 3 years, and it's been a wild ride, man. It has been a ride. So
maybe elaborate a little bit on your conversation and why it was so good and what you guys were chatting about, so you can let the community know.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question first. Actually, can we do this? Can we pull up? I don't know if everybody else can be able to see this RG3, but pull up Incognito for me real quick.
Let's see.
Part of the conversation we had last night.
What's the
It's Incognito.
Throw the link in the private chat there.
Cabal, can you do that from yours? And there's a reason why I want you to do this. This is actually pretty cool. I think you'll enjoy this.
I just dropped the link for you in the private chat.
Okay, cool. I'll grab that. See here. Let me close this one. Stop that one. Add this one. Yeah, I've lost my there we go.
So while you're doing that, this is what's called a sexy candle, and the thing is Cabal King has been frustrated. If you don't mind me saying, brother, may I speak openly? Is that cool with you?
Free discussion.
All right, cool. Good on, man. That's awesome. So I wanted to pop in. I actually have spoken to him very briefly. I don't know, maybe a month ago. Not about too much, just about his token and what was going on. I didn't know him too well. I did really well when it first launched. I ended up selling because I got sucked into a bunch of FUD, it was fine, man. I didn't know, so I pulled out, nailed it. It was awesome. And then soon after that, it just started to cascade down, and just kind of with everything else, right? And he was getting really discouraged, man. I'm kind of quiet. I'm in the background a lot, and I was reading a lot of his comments, and I'm like, hey, dude, look. Let's jump in the chat. Let's talk for a little bit. And so I wanted to get to know him and encourage him and kind of spark that creativity that I see in this whole entire ecosystem that he's built. And now, lo and behold, 10 hours later, I'm looking at the chart. I'm like, holy shit, dude. And, obviously because of the way Incognito works, in conjunction with what Richard Hart said, that has a lot to do with it. But I just thought it was cool, man, and how we had there was a couple other dudes in there, and some really creative, like you just said, RG3, there's a lot of creative, salt of the earth people, entrepreneurs that love what RH has created, the foundation aspect, all this. And it's just badass, man. So I'm here really to just be here with you guys and primarily with Cabal King. And I think it's cool what he's built here, man. There's a whole backstory behind this, and I just wanted to be real, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming
So,
up.
So here's what the community wants to know. So I hear your sentiment, I hear your passion for, and I hear your support. Tell me why. Tell me why. What is making you lean into this the way you're leaning into it? Because that's what people really want to know. Because so here we go. We got a whole bunch of people here that are seeing this for the first time. And they haven't been able to dig into it or understand it. Ethos, this isn't him shilling his thing. This is somebody from the outside looking at him, having conversations with him. Let people know what's going on, because that's what this is the real part right here. This is where people start to understand and dig what's going on and want to dig in more. Tell us what you saw and why you're leaning into it and why you're supporting so hard. And your bags be damned, but tell us why he's making the world a better place, or he's doing something good here for the ecosystem. Yeah. So a couple of things, just real quick, and I appreciate that, man. And I don't want to take away from what he's got to say, but at the same time, I hear you, man, and so I want to bring that to the plate too. So full disclosure, I do own some Incognito. I owned a lot more in the very beginning. I sold a lot of it. He kind of knows a little bit of that story. But then I bought back in later on. I do own, and again, I don't care, man. I'm about as transparent as it gets, dude. So I own some PNX and I own some Bull, but I don't own anything else other than that, and a little bit Caviar now. But bottom line is I the feedback loop, first of all, is kind of unique in the fact that it burns a lot of the core tokens. I like that. It's something that. What's that? I said we all do.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty aggressive that way, and it's one of the reasons why I first got into it. I'm like, holy crap, man, this is cool. There's another gentleman in the, man, I wish, and hopefully you'll be able to meet him, Khalid, I believe. He's been kind of popping up and doing a lot of videos lately too. He's got a great vibe, by the way. He's an awesome guy, and he was the one that I learned from this about. He did a video on it, and I really like his judgment. He's a believer in Christ. I am as well. I love the way that he spoke. He was articulate. He was intelligent. He loved the tokenomics on it. I looked at it. I was like, man, this is cool. I jumped in. I did really well with it. Then I started to understand who Cabal King was. I started, he's pretty aggressive, man. He's a passionate man. I can tell that he put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it. When people weren't supporting him, he got kicked in the face a lot, man. Not quite sure why.
Hey, that's par for the course in this community, man. Anybody who builds something on PulseChain, just forget your front teeth. You're going to get kicked in because that's what they're going to do here. So you're going to come here toothless, and those who have built are toothless. But hey, you're still here, so that's good.
And you know what, man? And that's a good thing too, right? It's like it shows a lot of character. I mean, all of crypto will beat the shit out of you, first of all. Again, I'm pretty new. I've been in the ecosystem for 3 years, but holy shit, man. This has been, of course, I get in the most brutal bear market, right? But I think for now, like, I'm jumping in literally from a conversation that I felt like there was a lot of understanding between the two of us. I'm an entrepreneur as well. I loved his passion about Hex and the whole ecosystem and why he was doing what he was doing. And once you kind of dig into this thing a little bit more, it makes sense. And I appreciated his passion. That's the big one. I felt like he was being honest. That's a big one. And I felt like it's actually something that can actually help the whole entire ecosystem. That's huge, because I'm an idealist. I've said it many times. Y'all don't really know me too well at all. I'm going down with the ship on this, and you guys have no idea. Like I'm in, and I believe in it, man. When you come across something and there's not too many opportunities in your life, and I don't mean to sound sensationalist, man, but and I'm talking about the whole ecosystem. They don't come up a lot. And I felt like I needed to do what I needed to do, because every once in a while in life, you get those nudges. And I got that nudge, just like I got the nudge to come on and do this. This is the second stream I've ever been on. Not easy, but I felt it necessary. Just like he felt it necessary to build this ecosystem. And RG3, you felt it necessary to go all in when you did. It's just when you know, you know.
Yeah. So did you want to go over some of the stuff here on the website? Did you have something that you wanted to talk about while I have it up here?
Me or Cabal?
Either one of you.
Yeah,
I thought you had me pull it up. So yeah.
I wanted to take a look at that chart because of because of what it did and the fact that we had this conversation last night. If you scroll down, just scroll down on the website.
Yeah, we could take a look at a couple of things here on the website, RG3. But before we look at the chart real quick, just stop there. Well, you're already at the chart, so we'll look at the chart first.
Yeah, because honestly, dude, it's a sexy candle. And I was proud of it, dude. Not from me at all, but you had to understand, dude, the shit that was coming out of this dude's mouth a little while ago. He was downtrodden, bro. He was getting beat down, and he's putting in all this work, and nothing's happening, and it's just down, and it's just smoked, and everybody's kind of ramming on him. And I'm like, bro, look, you created something awesome. Don't worry about it. It's going to come back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a totally unexpected catalyst there from Richard Hart with the incentive token farms. And I think now people are truly understanding the value of Incognito and being able to out earn the farmers. And as a liquidity provider, you're essentially earning an insane amount of ink, and you're supporting ink by making it deflationary. So it's not just an arbitrary tax token. It's making ink deflationary, and, there's other mechanics too that make it awesome. It has hyper deflation, buy and burn. You have a treasury that auto adds liquidity to the system and also accelerates the deflation. You can, run the buy and burn function on the DApp and claim free PLS, and you're burning Incognito, making the asset that you're holding deflationary, while the asset that you're earning is also becoming deflationary as well. So it's very interesting game theory with Incognito. If you scroll up a little bit, I wanted to show you the metrics for what Incognito has done so far. It's only been a month and a half. You see there so far, it's paid out 277,000 in yield. So that's about 112,210 incentive token. That's just in a month and a half. That's with very little support and eyeballs. That's just, from the initial launch. As far as the burn on incentive token, it's burned about 55K worth of ink. You can see that right up there. 22K ink it's burned. And right above that is the total supply of Incognito that has been burnt. Now, I know it says 12.4, but that's not tokens that were burned by the deflation, right? You have the treasury. So we sent 10% of the supply to the treasury. That's an immutable contract that has no admin keys. And that contract auto adds liquidity and it buys Incognito. But as far as the deflation for Incognito itself, it's 2.48%. So about 27 million Incognito tokens have been burned so far. Yeah.
Nice. Good work, and congrats on being in the right place at the right time with the right project. Good job, man.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I wasn't expecting this catalyst with, Richard slashing the inflation. It was to my understanding that would happen over time, over the course of, 5 to 10 years, not, overnight. So it's really game changer. And I'm wondering if more utility will come to the incentive token later on.
Yeah. Well, and it's not luck. It's where opportunity meets preparation. You prepared, an opportunity showed up, and boom, there you go. You follow the rules of what you've learned as being an entrepreneur, that, you know, you build it, you do it. And when the opportunity meets that preparation, boom, that's when the magic happens, and you're starting to see it. And great timing, you know, I mean, literally today with Richard's tweet, your project is right in line with what he's talking about, you know, and your project has obviously benefited from what that has transpired here with the liquidity being, you know, reduced like it has been. So,
right.
You know, good on you, man. And good job with putting in the work and dealing with, you know, and hanging in there during the hard times, because that's, you know, that's the other thing that this community is full of, is people that have, you know, we put in the work. We got blasted. We had a horrendous bear market, and a lot of guys like Ethos that have come in, you know, during the bear market have stuck around. You know, I mean, I've seen the glory days. You know, I was here in the beginning. I was here during the adoption amplifier. You know, I seen the glory days. I saw 50 something cents, right? And of course we lost it all. But you know, I have that hope in me. You know, I know that we can reach all-time highs and beyond again, because that's what crypto does, right? But some of you haven't seen that. Some of you came in during, you know, the desert, right? While we're all still walking in the desert. And those of you who stuck around during that, my hat's off to you, because, you know, you guys are here. You guys are still doing it. You're still building. You're still having faith in what's happening here. And you guys will end up reaping the rewards.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm totally convicted on Hex. When I saw that Richard staked, you know, 250 billion Hex, you know, immediately I went up and scooped up some Hex. I was like, oh man, it's about to go down. So I scooped up.
Here we go.
I had to grab a couple million Hex, but you know, back to Incognito, I wanted to just bring up an important point, RG3, not just with Incognito, but just with my entire ecosystem. Any project that I'm involved in, all of the code is immutable. There's no admin keys, and the liquidity is burnt. So nobody can rug pull you. I can't pull the liquidity. There's no whales that own 80% of the supply. You know, there's an OA that has, you know, 5% of the supply. It's never sold, and it only uses the yield to buy more of the tokens in the ecosystem, right? And continues to compound that yield and benefit the holders. So, you know, with Incognito alone, I just checked, you know, there's some websites where you could look at the liquidity webs. There's over 33 liquidity pools for Incognito. And right now there's over 450,000 in liquidity for Incognito. Nice. And there's some hidden gems there. You know, obviously if you're a PDI guy, there's close to 2 million or almost 3 million PDI that's burnt in liquidity with Incognito as well. And you have a massive ink pool as well. So, I mean, there's just so much game theory just with Incognito alone. I don't know how much time we have or if I could talk about the whole ecosystem, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about, you know, Incognito and what it's going to do for incentive token and for people that want to earn it.
Nice.
Brother,
no, I mean,
take him through just a little bit of basically the feedback loop, because it can get pretty involved, but just take him through how one overlaps the other and basically all burn each other. That all points towards the core tokens of RE.
Would it be possible for us to pull up like a video? Is that possible?
Yeah. Throw me the link in the private chat and I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I could. I think the video would explain it a lot better than I could. So
is that the video that I told you I saw that you sent to my producer?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second here. How long is it? Let's see.
It's a couple minutes, like 5 minutes long.
Okay, let me see if I can grab it real quick.
So while he's doing that, one of the things too is that, and again, I'm here honestly, man. I'm honestly here because I believe, I don't know what it is. There's certain people that sometimes.
The Inctoshi ecosystem is a carefully designed.
There we go.
Yeah, just real quick, just sometimes kind of trigger me in a good way, and for whatever reason, man, I don't know. Again, I'm a believer, so I try to listen as much as I can. I think there's something here. And one of the things I wanted to squash is a lot of people are like, oh, it's dilution, because he had, well, I think 7 tokens, I believe, which is a good number. And they all sort of feed off of one another. But then again, a lot of them all direct towards the core tokens. So actually, when you understand how this ecosystem works, it's not dilution at all. In fact, it's actually quite the opposite. So it's just interesting because that was like the biggest kind of FUD that he was getting. I'm like, guys, you're not getting. I thought that too in the very beginning, but when I started to dig into it, I'm like, dude, you guys totally don't understand what's going on right now. So maybe this video will kind of help just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know which one you're playing.
See if I can pull this up here. All right, there we go. Dig it up. I'm working on one screen, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me.
Oh, good.
I'm used to having
something. You on vacation, RG3?
Well, I'm not. I'm kind of on a working vacation. I'm out in Portugal right now, and having a blast and working. So let's see if I can get this thing started from the beginning. And tell me if you could hear the sound.
The Inctoshi ecosystem is a carefully designed layer within PulseChain, aimed at driving deflation, boosting rewards, and creating value for everyone involved. By combining a network of interconnected protocols and amplifiers, it introduces a hyper-deflationary model that doesn't just fit into PulseChain's infrastructure, it enhances it. With a focus on liquidity, scarcity, and decentralized rewards, every interaction within the ecosystem strengthens its foundation and benefits its users. This explainer will guide you through a broad overview of how everything works, its role within PulseChain, and how it empowers participants and developers to shape its future. Just remember, it's all for informational purposes, not financial advice. The Inctoshi ecosystem is built around 3 key protocols: Incognito, Bull, and Phoenix. Each one drives deflation for PulseChain's core tokens, INC, PLSX, and PLS, while rewarding both holders and liquidity providers. Every buy and sell comes with a small fee that fuels the ecosystem's buy and burn mechanics, creating scarcity for these assets and generating continuous demand. The fees also fund rewards for participants, creating a system where every transaction adds value. Liquidity providers, in particular, benefit from reward multipliers that increase their earnings and help expand the pools over time. As these pools grow deeper, they drive more trading volume through arbitrage opportunities, reinforcing the deflationary mechanics that make everything work so effectively. Together, these protocols form the backbone of Inctoshi, working in harmony to create a cycle of scarcity, rewards, and steady growth, everything needed to thrive. The amplifiers are designed to take the deflationary mechanics and rewards of the core protocols to the next level, multiplying their impact across the network. At the center of this is Matador, an amplifier created to unify and strengthen the entire system. By simultaneously burning multiple tokens, including PLSX, Incognito, PNX, and Bull, Matador drives deflation while rewarding participants with PLSX incentives, benefiting both holders and liquidity providers. Its ability to increase burns and rewards across multiple tokens adds exponential value, ensuring long-term strength and sustainability. In addition to Matador, the Inctoshi ecosystem benefits from community-driven amplifiers like Mask, Toro, and Inferno, independently developed to align with its goals. Mask burns and yields Incognito, Toro burns and yields Bull, while Inferno simultaneously burns PNX and Bull, and rewards its holders with PNX. By leveraging burnt liquidity pools, these amplifiers create arbitrage opportunities, accelerate deflation, and maintain steady rewards, even during low-volume periods, while empowering participants with even more ways to engage and contribute to the vision of a thriving collaborative system. What sets Inctoshi apart is how it unites its protocols, amplifiers, and PulseChain's core tokens into a single interconnected network. By establishing deep liquidity for its tokens, the ecosystem creates arbitrage opportunities, ensuring that trading volume consistently flows through its protocols. This flow doesn't just generate continuous fee revenue. Even when users aren't directly interacting with the tokens, it also powers the deflationary mechanics that drive its success. To grow these liquidity pools, the The protocols actively incentivize participants through rewards, ensuring their resilience over time. As token values rise, these pools naturally grow in size, further enhancing arbitrage opportunities and reinforcing the system's efficiency. This interconnected approach thrives on community and collaboration. Every action amplifies its overall impact, delivering real benefits to participants while strengthening PulseChain's long-term potential. The Inctoshi ecosystem isn't about quick gains. It's built for long-term success. Each token serves a specific purpose, supporting the others in a self-reinforcing loop that drives value over time. By combining deflationary mechanics, diverse rewards, and strong liquidity incentives, it offers meaningful benefits to its participants while strengthening PulseChain's core infrastructure. Community initiatives play a vital role in this vision. Projects like Mask, Toro, and Inferno demonstrate how contributors are already aligning with its goals to drive growth and innovation. Developers are encouraged to build complementary protocols, such as staking platforms, yield farming initiatives, or additional amplifiers that not only expand the network, but also strengthen its deflationary impact. This growing framework thrives on collaboration, creating opportunities for participants and builders to actively shape the future of Inctoshi. Whether you're an early adopter ready to dive into Inctoshi's mechanics, a builder eager to innovate, or someone curious about engaging with PulseChain in new ways, the Inctoshi ecosystem offers a dynamic and accessible opportunity to participate in its growth. To truly understand the power of this ecosystem, explore the explainers for Incognito, Bull, and Phoenix. Each one plays a unique role in shaping Inctoshi's future on PulseChain, one transaction at a time. As always, remember to do your own research before engaging with any protocol. If you have questions or want to stay connected, join the conversation in the public Telegram room. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Nice. Good video. Good video.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much in a nutshell, man, it's an ecosystem that I see someone in the comments, oh, it sounds like PTGC. Well, I mean, it's not quite like PTGC. It's different. PTGC, I think, offers a lot of value. I own some of it myself. They have the DAO mechanism, they have the deflation, they burn tokens to LP. I mean, there's so much going on with it. This is something similar, but different in the sense that, we have the auto add for liquidity, we have deflation, we have amplifiers. But the difference, I think the key difference is there's no DAO, there's no staking, and all of the rewards are coming to you in RH core tickers. So it's not like a reflections token where, you hold it and you earn like more incognito or more of the same token. You're earning these extremely valuable, the most valuable assets on planet Earth. We got to be honest, guys. You're earning these assets that could potentially 100x, 10,000x, right? So that's the way that I look at it. And since there's so much paired liquidity that is all burnt, the higher these RH core tokens go, the higher the likelihood that these tokens that are very thickly paired through liquidity are also going to go up as well. And the more volume, the more rewards, the more deflation for the RH core tokens and the ecosystem itself. So like Ethos was saying, it's the design is, I've built this with adoption in mind, not get rich quick, pump and dump scheme. This is with the adoption of PulseChain in mind to when we have billions of dollars of volume coming in through the ecosystem every 24 hours, like Solana and Ethereum, for people to have a place to say, hey, because right now you can't earn PulseChain anywhere. You can't, unless you're a validator, right? You can't earn PulseX, but now you can. And also while you're doing that, you're making those same assets deflationary. So it's very different from PTGC, but it has similar mechanics because of the taxes and different things.
Yeah, you don't have to explain yourself. That's so. Obviously, there's nuances, and obviously, because of what Richard did with PulseChain, it's made all of these ideas and things come to fruition in all of you guys' minds. of how to make a system that's going to help and benefit. And they all have nuances, but they all have similarities. And we've got to all understand that and quit doing, and I'm going to get into this real quick. But you know, oh man, this just cracks me up. But when did you actually like start to brainstorm this and come up with the, you know, hey, this is what I can do? Right after PulseChain was built, or came out, or when did you get to work?
So yeah. I mean, it all started with Caviar. Like me and Crypto Ethos were talking about this last night. We were talking about my journey where, you know, I wanted to create a token that rewarded Hex without staking. Because, you know, I staked my Hex for 15 years, man. And
yeah. So you try to come up with a solution to fix your problem, right?
Yeah. So I designed Caviar. Long story short, it's a token that has 21 million.
When did you do that? That's the question.
That was about a year and a year and 2 months. So Caviar's been out for about over a year now, and it's done very well. And that's what inspired me to build an ecosystem, because I had this token and I was like, you know, what if I could build a whole ecosystem that rewards all of the RH core tickers? And, you know, I came across the Pulsarian ecosystem, and, you know, they were kind of, in my opinion, the leading ecosystem of tax tokens and reflections. So I was like, you know, I got together with the devs, we collaborated, and I was like, look, this is what I want to build. This is what I want to do. Let's collaborate. Let's make it happen. So it was a collaboration with myself and them, and we brought the whole thing to life. It started off with Incognito. We're like, okay, we're going to do the Incognito burn yield protocol. And then we're like, you know what? Let's also do one for PulseChain and do one for PulseX, because nobody has done this. And if we don't do it, somebody else is going to front run us. And I think like a business person. So I'm like, no, we need to do this now. Even though some people say, oh, it's dilution or whatever, it's not dilution, because none of these protocols compete with each other. It's like saying like Richard Hart just launched 20 meme tokens. So is he diluting?
Hey, when the price is up on everything and we're at all-time highs, there's no delusion. It's like, yeah, everybody go. When it's a bear market and everybody's sucking out of the same pond and it's a mud puddle and it's not a lake anymore, that's when everybody screams delusion. It's just so juvenile to act like this. I want to say something real quick. This is how not to act as a representative of a project. The PTGC guys are solid. I love them. They've been on this show. We've talked about their project. They're good people, and they've participated in everything that we've done, and my hat is off to them, and I love their project. They've done more for me than most other projects have, so my hat is off to them. I appreciate it. But we got this guy, Bultard. Let me show you guys what not to do when you're supporting an ecosystem, or you're a Hexican and you're trying to help out. You don't come in and say, yo, ho, ho, all-time highs on PTGC. Woo, woo. Now I know how XOGs felt, 2021, maybe better, ha, 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 right. Okay. So he comes in excited, and then he starts busting on you without hearing any of this that you just said, without hearing your timeline, without hearing why you built what you built. This is Discourse Syndicate. We talk about things here, and we get to know who people are, what they are, and what they're trying to do, right? That's what we do. You just explained yourself. You said yes. And we've had about 3 or 4 verifications here, including myself, that you are not like PTGC. You guys have a lot of the same ideas, but you also have a lot of differences. So similarities and differences. Why? Because this is crypto. Because you guys can start doing this stuff, brainstorming and solving problems that you've either experienced or see exist in the ecosystem. So this is not how to act. This is not how to support your PTGC or you or anybody else. You don't come into shows and start talking like this. It's just stupid. It just proves that you're juvenile and you don't know how to act. So Bultard, please, I hope you did go away like you said, but act better. Represent the community better. Be a better Hexican, PulseChain, or whatever it is, because this is bullshit the way you guys act. The way this community acts sometimes is appalling. And you guys need to grow up and quit this shit and act like leaders and act like people that have integrity, that have a want, a need, and a desire to build and grow and support the things that are being built that are good on PulseChain. Look, everything that burns, everything that gives incentive for people to do the right thing is a good project. And everybody needs to give them the time to prove themselves and do the right thing. Richard's going to love all of these things that burn tokens, that support the people that are putting tokens away or providing liquidity, all of these things that are incentivized by you guys. Richard is going to take his hat off to you guys. I'm sure he will. So this is not how to act. This is not how to support each other in this ecosystem. Give everybody the chance to go out and build these things and explain themselves. So anyway, that's my 2 bits on that.
Go ahead, Ethos.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ethos.
No, I won't do it as eloquently as you did, RG3. No, I know. Dude, I love you, man. So here's the thing. I mean, where does that come from, right? Just real quick. And Bolt Tart or whatever your name was, I'm not bagging on you, man.
I'm not either. I'm just saying that we have to act better. We have to do these things the right way.
Yeah. Guys, anybody listening right now, and I can't see the chat. I don't really care. Realize how blessed you are. Look, if you guys understood my personal situation and if you understood where my bags are at right now, you'd be like, holy shit, dude, how do you even have this attitude? Understand that you are blessed to be here. I believe that anyways. There's an amazing opportunity that we have in front of us. There's so many people on this planet that have no idea what's going on out there. We all know what's going on. This is why we're here, right? We see this financial system collapsing around us. Crypto clearly is that resolution. What are we at? 7% roughly in the whole world population has adopted crypto, maybe more now. Just be happy that you're here. And there's plenty to go around. And guys, we're barely scratching the surface, man. Compared to all these other chains, there's not. If you look at the way this stuff is growing, it comes from greed, guys. Let's just call it what it is. It comes from greed. You don't need to be that way. We all can do very, very, very well, and this is the highest appreciating asset, as Richard Hart says, in the world right now. Now, will it always be that way? No, not at all. But it is right now, and you're here. So just continue to encourage each other and realize what we have. That's all. That's it.
I like that message. I like it because you're right. We all, everybody who's here and have been here for any amount of time over the last couple of years has been through hell. Any Hexican that's been here for 4, 5, 6 years have been through hell and back. And it's those people that stuck around, that did the work, that are still here, that are going to end up reaping the rewards of what is being lined up. The planets are aligning right now for us, guys. This is a time for us all to come together and help one another and lift each other up. I mean, pump.tires, that's what that means, guys. That is a saying that says, lift each other up, help each other out. When are we going to start passing that message along versus memeing each other and acting like assholes towards each other? This is what we should be doing, is helping one another. We should be lifting one another up because there ain't nobody else out there that's going to help us, guys. It's us. It's just us. And if we're going to get just us, we have to be here for just us, because the rest of crypto, even guys like Mr. Hoskinson's and the rest of those guys, they ain't here on our team. The SEC isn't on our team. And I don't know any of those exchanges that are on our team. We have to do this ourselves. And that means we've got to make the system better. And guys like Cabal King, guys like PTGC, guys like that are out there building all of these things are doing the right things for us. There's room for everyone. Just because you've got a bag of it and you don't like the fact that somebody else is doing something good doesn't mean you need to go shit all over it. It's time for us to start coming together and getting serious and becoming leaders, because that's who you all are. You guys got to start taking accountability for being better. Just be a little better.
Yeah. I agree so much with that sentiment, RG3. I've made several posts about that. I told Crypto Ethos, even myself, even projects and protocols that aren't even related to anything that I'm building. Sometimes I pop in there. I help certain communities with marketing. I'll do artwork for them. I'll help them with their socials. I'll create posts for them with AI, and any way that I can help people. I do. For a long time, people were coming into the Incognito chat and asking how to provide liquidity, teaching people how to provide LP, making little short videos and stuff. I agree with that 100%. This toxic culture that has spread on PulseChain of, my crypto is better than yours, or no, we can't hold that. That's a scam. It's just ridiculous. Like, this is a layer 1 blockchain. If we want this to succeed, we have to embrace everything
and build on it.
And there's going to be scams along the way. We can't, prevent that, but you have to know how to mitigate risk, how to make smart investments, and not put in more than what you could lose into something that you're not sure is 100%.
Boom. And that's the words of a man of integrity, because you're here shilling your stuff, but you're saying, hey, don't put in more than you can afford, and do your research and check everything out. Don't even trust me. Trust your own instincts to make sure that you're doing the right thing, especially if you're investing your hard-earned money into stuff like crypto, because we all know what it can do. Even the best of projects can go down 80-90%, and we all know that. So anyway, with that, guys, you got any last words, anything you want to say before I get to end it here, because it is very late out here in Portugal for me.
No, I don't have much more. I think we covered a lot. And RG3, I really appreciate you having me up and doing this stream, man, and Crypto Ethos. Thanks for coming up and supporting as well, man.
Yeah, brother, my pleasure. Yep. That's why we're here, man. So that's it, man. Seriously. So good to meet you guys and in person.
Yeah, good to see you on here, Ethos. I've seen you around before, and good to have you here. And hey, man, see, I look at this. This is the crypto bear market's like the Kalahari Desert. If you've ever seen when the rain comes down, it builds a big old giant lake, and all the animals are at peace, drinking. The alligators are swimming around. The zebras are drinking the water. The lions are next to the zebras drinking the water. Everybody's happy. Everything's cool. Only the wicked are getting eaten. And then as that lake dries up and turns into a mud puddle that it can only fit one alligator, and the alligator and the lion are fighting for the mud, that's what we have right now. We have that mud puddle that we're all kind of sucking out of right now. But hey, there's a lot of good creatures here. There's a lot of good that's about to happen, and the rains are coming, guys. The rains are coming. The lake's going to get full. We're all going to be able to drink out of it. But don't forget to not over leverage yourself and be ready for those dry days. Get yourself ready during the bull market for dry days if that's what you need to do, or just sit back, watch the fun, and wait for the next one to come before you're cashing out. If you got to cash out this time, make sure you're doing the right things and cashing out all the way up to the top, because we know what happens. It does eventually dry up. That's what crypto does. So with that, I want to say thank you guys for coming. Thanks everybody in the chat for coming. Cabal, would you mind sticking around the green room after I shut the show down? We want to chat with you. The team is wanting to talk. So if you can stick around for a minute, I'd appreciate it.
For sure, man. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks, Ethos. Everybody, we'll catch you on the next one next week. See you. Bye.